How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting. Welcome back to Mamiya. Thank you for your patience. While there was technically a Mamiya that went out last week, it's at the beginning of me getting really sick. I'm still kind of sick, but I've been getting a little better. I at least wanted to make some videos, so we're doing some of it. Hopefully I'm back on track. It's funny because earlier in the evening when I started recording, I was feeling 100%. But now that I've done one recording and I'm doing another one, I'm like, ooh, so I'm starting to feel it a bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one's a little shorter just because of all the stuff I record, this one takes the most, because I'm doing all the voice work when I'm sharing it, it's a little bit more. And normally that's not a problem. If things were 100%, I would of course be it's reading a game that's pictures and stuff. I love the story and the depth and I like talking about it and breaking it down, but it's not like it's hard work, it's not like that. But when I'm recovering from a sinus infection riddled fever, it was probably the flu. It just hit me in the sinuses really good, like it always seems to. Naturally, that's gonna be a little harder because it's my lungs are still recovering, my sinuses are still recovering, I've got a headache, it's not like it's a huge deal, but it might just motivate me to make this a bit of a shorter episode than I would normally shoot for. But that's okay. Regardless, let's jump right in. So, last time we finally saw some actual connecting happening, and it looks like we're launching ourselves toward a true ending. Now that I'm kind of recognizing the signs of one, I definitely didn't get anything remotely close to a true ending with the first two routes that we tried, so we're going to have to go back to them at some point. But in the meantime, this has been spicy. It's culminating, at least at this point, where they both sides, so Mayuri and Touma, have met at the graveside for Mamiya and said, hey, we kind of messed up a bit and we're going to have to figure out what to do from here. At the same time, we have Minato and Hibiki, who all met at Natsumi's grave. And the weird thing there is Natsumi's phantom hit the illusion of Natsumi, which is the accidental replacement for Mamiya that Natsumi created trying to save them from Mamiya, has appeared. But it also seems like it's still motivated to help. I just don't know what to expect of that. So now they're seeing two illusions, and they kind of had a big confrontation with them. And the Mamiyas essentially tried to destroy Natsumi's illusion, and when they did that, it almost kicked Natsumi's presence away as well. But we were able to see, when we did the bad ending there, we saw that the two switched and just a terrible situation they were put into. So that was the last ending we saw. But this time, they instead united, and they pushed away the Mamiyas, saying hey, we reject what you are. So now we're going to see what's going to happen. So I'm really excited about that. But, we'll have to see how it all plays out, or how long it'll be before we get to the ending. I have no idea. This game keeps me guessing every time I think we're at an ending, and then suddenly nope, we got another 3 hours to go. And then other times I'll be so excited to continue on, and then suddenly it's oh, nope, 10 minutes and we're done. So we'll see. But I'm excited. Let's jump right in. I will call you friend. Winter Recurring, Part 8. Touma tried to sleep, only to wake up again and again. Behind his eyelids, Tokyo Tower kept shining again and again. He got up and took out a little tiny bottle he kept in his drawer. Will this really end it all? Hey, Mamiya. His face, reflected by the bottle, looked like he could die this very moment. To turn even suffering into a joke? As I am right now, I'm able to punish Touma. If he begs Mamiya for help, I could even become Mamiya myself. However, that would go against my current morals. Oh, interesting. Alright, well, we're gonna save here. I feel like introducing himself as Mamiya is a bad idea. I feel like that's against, like he was saying, against his morals. Absolutely. It might be where the story needs to go, but I want to see how things play out. No, I won't claim to be Mamiya. I'll watch how this plays out. I'm sure Morishika Haruki can do it. Today, Touma came to the cafe and left a message for you. He wants you to go to grave on the 24th. Hey, Mr. Morchika, you shouldn't go. You don't have to do it just because he's family. Yeah, that's what I used to think. My brother, my family. Stuff like that wasn't chaining me down at all. I just want to patch things up with him. Even though he's trying to kill you? Righteousness, love, and so on. My bro's the one who taught me all that. The future might not continue for long, but you can do it. A firm voice reached his ear directly. Hey, Mr. Morchika. Courage and strength are things everyone has. They only need to be nurtured. Then let me make a trade for your courage. What? Hold on to this necklace. And when it's spring and I'm showing my skin, put it on my neck or something. Huh. What? You said you couldn't love people, but you're doing it just fine. Like how you didn't use your phone during the trip, or how carefully you picked your words, that kind of stuff. That's kindness. It's love. For what it's worth, it made me happy. Don't worry, you can love people just fine. As he passed the church surrounded by snow, a girl's laugh rode in the wind. You can still turn back, Hibiki. After giving the necklace? Don't think I could dare to. I want you to be healthy, I really do. While waiting for my death? Strange, isn't it? Mamiya has always been a strange entity, though. I don't like being followed around everywhere, but at times your presence was my salvation. Your salvation? I always felt cold, like my very core was made of ice. I feel like you're at your best when you're a bit frozen. You're gonna mess with me now, at the end? Not at all. The true form of that coldness is the brilliance of your perception. A rich perception is freedom itself. It's the ability to accept another's kindness exactly because it's lonely night and so cold it leaves you trembling. You didn't have to reject the sadness. I see. This cold bleakness that I carry is the treasure island Touma told me about. Even if he himself denied it, the treasure island lives on in my heart. I have one last request. The dry snow continued to fall. What are you gonna say? Please let me live on in the treasure island. Huh. I also want to become your freedom and live on in your heart. Sure, I'll turn you into my freedom. Thank you, Hibiki. Her snow-colored hair danced, and the next moment, she was gone. You die, I live, and my body will die eventually. Still, I wasn't born to become a replacement for a dead illusion. Morchika Haruki was heading for the forest where Mamiya's corpse was buried. He was like a death row prisoner heading to the gallows. Step by step, he approached death. Also, he could meet Morchika Touma beyond the snow. Are you ready to return to being a corpse? Hey bro, can you still sing hymns? You ask that here? What's this about? A friend of mine died recently. There was a funeral, and my body itself remembered the hymns. Looking back, even they were taught to me by you. You taught them to me because we're brothers, right? Look at me as I am now. Not as the boy I used to be, but the 22-year-old man before you. I'm neither in the hospital room in the past, nor any grave in the future. I'm nowhere but here. After many years, Morchika Haruki and Morchika Touma's eyes met. Haruki, is that what your face looked like? You've grown up. So have you. Four eyes quavered within the remains with the remains buried by snow. You came here to settle things, right? I have the perfect thing for us then. Morchika Touma reached to his side and took out a bottle with a transparent liquid. I prepared it to make your death easier. You're really planning on to kill me. You need to become a corpse while it's still December and get eaten by us. There's no consistency. Mamiya has to die. An oddly warm breeze passed by. Don't look so scared. I planned to make you drink it after knocking you unconscious, but I changed my mind. He took out another empty bottle, the same shape, and poured half the liquid. Hey, what are you... Hibiki, this is a gamble. Which one of us will die first? We both drink the same amount of poison. If you are the one who survives longer, I will be the one who dies as Mamiya. Morishika Touma put on a flawless, brotherly smile. I don't actually want you to die. This place isn't so kind or lenient. Who will have the responsibility forced upon them? Who will take the blame for desecrating an unreal body? For ending the family? For everything? A line has to be drawn. That's the law of this world. Touma borrowed a lighter from Hibiki's pocket and lit it up with familiar motions. Look at this flame. Like the flame of a lantern on Treasure Island. Morishika Touma, the wizard, used his woodcraft to control imagination. Morishika Hibiki, imaginative as he was, couldn't resist it. The bread and soup prepared just for you. A single bite will warm your core and all the rest. That's what death is for you. And an antidote? You obviously prepared it, right? As if I'd tell you. I'll make you talk. Now, are you prepared, Hibiki? They held the bottles and crossed their arms. 1, 2. They drank the poison. The change happened in just a few seconds. Intense throbbing like tremors assaulted his whole body. To think you'd actually do it, Hibiki. You're the one who instigated me. Why would you do this? Because I wanted to stop being your brother. But as the older brother, I can't let you go through something so dangerous by yourself. Probably think of being brothers as a curse that binds you. But that's what it is, brothers. I'm against being bound by a word for a relationship. I was always bound by your words. The Treasure Island, the claim that I can't love people, they were like curses to me. You've only realized it now? Yeah, I'm the one who's controlling your entire life. Yeah, that's true. You're good at controlling. That's because you yourself are also controlled by cursed words. Huh? Touma took Hibiki by the clothes and punched his cheek. That hurts, damn it. I myself am being controlled. Stop talking crap. Controlling the scene is a conductor's specialty. I'd never be... Undaunted, Hibiki also threw a punch to Touma's stomach. Ugh! They didn't know how to hold back or dodge. This is our first brotherly scuffle, and it's this, so fetch you stupid. We should have grappled or had an argument years ago. Like hell we could. You're way younger than me. You were sickly. But it's not like you wanted things to turn out this way, right? You'll say that now. It's too late for that. Way too late. Help Hibiki, will you? He wouldn't help because he was Hibiki's brother. He wouldn't help Hibiki because he liked him. In Touma's mind, the fact that he was born earlier was unrelated to Hibiki. You're brothers after all. He couldn't say it all. He didn't know how to express the strange feeling hanging on his chest. Would things have changed if he'd conveyed this feeling to his mother? Dang. I hate this whole brothers thing! You're with me even if I hate you. We're one of a kind. I can't get away. It's so... The distance was so close, it was hard to know anything. It's just so... Oh boy. Spitting red saliva, Morishika Hibiki stood up. Don't act like a wizard. You and I are both humans. And even normal humans can easily curse people. If you're gonna use words, you're gonna control them. You gotta take responsibility for that. That's how we non-wizards are supposed to stand up to control. You're annoying. A voice like the rumbling of the earth dominated the winter. If being a sibling was gonna control us forever, one of us had to die, right? Morishika's family blood stained the pale ground. The clouds above had begun rolling in heavy, unsettling sounds accompanied the tremors. Winter lightning. Just like I told you, the magnetism, the consistency, it's beginning to fail. The land seeks Mamiya's flesh. No, it's just lightning. Mamiya's got nothing to do with. These are the screams of Mamiya, crying for the lost flesh from the trichiliocosm. Just how powerful magic could sometimes affect the wielder. Marchika Touma became intoxicated by his own words and imagination. Bro. Footsteps of death approached the brothers with the sound of contrabassoon. A single snowflake touched his nose, and finally Marchika Touma was overcome by terror. I don't want to die! Hey bro, get it together. You just gotta use the antidote. You know where it is, right? No, I won't use it. Now's not the time to be saying that. I get that you want me to die, but no, I wouldn't be that malicious. It was hard to tell when the sounds of wind ended and their breathing began. Don't you hear the sounds of Mamiya's rage? Someone must die here. No one can escape Mamiya. I'm telling you, it's just lightning. But if you don't die, then my brother doesn't die. I won't be able to stop being a brother myself. I'm telling you, break that assumption. Stop putting curses on yourself. Even so, I can't get close. The grave. He crawled to the grave he'd been pushing on and began digging with his bare hands. Stop, Hibiki, stop. You won't come back from... Too late for that. We're dying as we speak. Now don't worry about what might kill us. He continued to dig up the grave even as the dirt went under his nails, breaking them, and his consciousness faded. There it is. He grabbed the shoulder of the collapsed man and placed the bottle in his mouth. Drink! No, always wanted to. God of the trichiliocosm. Take the antidote from the poison you made. Don't drink the poison yourself. It takes just a moment to cast a spell, but undoing a curse requires time. And curses of words are also undone by words. Strain your ears and listen. Even if you lose your memories or grow distant, you can always make bonds as long as you're not dead. The two shared and drank the transparent liquid. The earth, having lost its corpse, was quaking with anger. One didn't have to be a word-fearing wizard to know the natural law, once one not to be taken lightly, would fall upon this place. No, we'll both be taken. That's obvious. Better we eat more meat than less. Hey, bro. Let's go back home. Together. Really are foolish, poor guy. A powerful lightning strike fell. With a raging sound like a flash, Hibiki lost consciousness. Was he being picked up by heaven? It looked as though Touma was the one who'd won the gamble. Sorry for everything, Hibiki. He felt like he was hearing someone's voice. When he closed his eyes, all pain vanished and became faint. Everything was absorbed by soft snow, much like death. Winter Racerig. Epilogue. Take me home, country roads. Alright, so this is the true ending. So we did navigate to an ending. Marchika! Marchika! Oh, huh? What a relief you're awake! Well, why? I planned to call an ambulance if you didn't come back after half an hour. Did they neutralize the poison? Huh? Poison? What are you talking about? You two goof brothers were brought here because of the bleeding and numbness from the hypothermia. So, Touma is sleeping next to you. He said to pass on to you that he's sorry. Oh. First I get mad at one of you, then apologize for another. You brothers are a handful. Mom. Oh, Hibiki, you're here. Hello, Mom. Hello, Touma. I'll be leaving then. You have something you want to give, right? Here, Mom. Here's a CD of an orchestra I conducted, and a piano performance. Oh my. You like Debussy, don't you? So you remembered. Yeah. I don't think I said that name right. Watching over their awkward conversation, Hibiki walked through the room. The winter light coming through the window gently shone over his mother's collection. The cupboard was decorated by a plate fixed using golden lacquer, shining with a pleasant moment. Oh, that reminds me. Like, so what is that? The cupboard was decorated by a plate fixed using golden lacquer, shining with this plasma. Yeah, that's that. That's that art style. That's actually really cool. It's where you can have like fine china or something, it will break, and they'll repair it with gold lacquer, so it looks like it has lattices of gold inside, almost making it more beautiful from being destroyed and then reconstructed. And the symbolism's always been like sometimes, like when things are destroyed, they can come back better, stronger, more powerful than ever before. That's really cool. Dang, I love that symbolism. How are you, bro? My limbs are still a bit numb, but that's about it. It might be difficult to play instruments for a while, but they say that some rehabilitation will fix it. Hey, the thing we drank, was it really? There's no way an ordinary person like me would have poison. It was just a bottle of water, probably mixed with some detergent, some gum syrup or something. A nocebo effect. That was supposed to be a placebo effect? Apparently there had been an experiment where a blindfolded person was made to feel pain and listen to dripping water while being told they were bleeding. Despite there being no blood loss whatsoever, it was said that it resulted in the prisoner's death. That real? That sounds insane. I was supposed to know that, but in the moment, I actually thought that was a deadly dose of poison. Looking at his slightly trembling hands, Morishika Touma chuckled in self-derision. Some wizard I am. I let my own poison consume me. Morishika Haruki hadn't changed much. Saito, how's it going today? So and so. You picked the wrong machine. He was still enthusiastic about gambling. Hello. I see. Wanna get something to eat? Huh? The 30K you lent me? It's, There was no end to his relationship troubles. Hey, I gotta wake up early tomorrow. I wanna sleep. But this movie's only screened during late shows. I'll give you money, so just go watch it. And he was still dragging around someone underage. Well, man, how should I even say this? Yeah, I'm sure he'll think about this movie many times from now. A month later, Haruhi went to go to Natsumi's burial, but he received a call saying they had been canceled. Why? He's gone. Huh? His remains disappeared from the morgue. What the fetch? Oh, we already have a guest. Hello. You're certainly not here because you're lost, are you? No, I know. Natsumi Soichiro. You are certain about this, right? Yeah, I've been planning this from the start. He's talking to himself. Is that why you were found at Mamiya's grave? The truth is within the grave. Interpret however you want. Weird. Mamiya, I have something to discuss. Oh, it's implying that Mamiya, like the core Mamiya, remember there's a Mamiya that's kind of been helping? The Mamiya that I think was the original like entity? Maybe there's still an echo of that entity here, and it appeared as Natsumi in order to give that nudge, that little like, what do they call it, the, oh, what is it called? They keep saying the term again. It's where like the narrator or the writer gives a little push. Can't remember what the term was, but yeah, maybe that's what it is. Mamiya, I have something to discuss. Can we make it so that Natsumi Soichiro's body is counted as Mamiya? The liquid that Morishika Touma had was no doubt a strong poison. Yes, indeed it was. That's not just a nocebo effect. At this rate, the two of them will die. And I don't want either of them to die. So you use your own death the way you establish consistency. It's so absurd. I know, I get that a lot. But is that your choice as a spectator, isn't it? Even if it's absurd and it goes against my parents' wishes, I want my friends to be happy. How foolish. Are you really sure about this? Yes. I believe this is the best point in mixing 1990 and 2012. Huh. That was probably my fault. Oh, but of course it wasn't. You shouldn't feel bad about it. No, don't you think it's kind of like a charm? A charm? You know, the kind with strings that are cut when his job is done. He was always that kind of child, even in the end. He never gave me a chance to do anything mother-like for him. It's as if he was born into this world by mistake. No, he definitely enjoyed life. He valued the world more than anyone else. That much is clear, I guarantee it. I see. Thank you, Hibiki, for being a part of his life. Natsume's grave was where it had been, still touched by cold, dry wind. Was it waiting for the body meant for it even now? The half of me I gave to you is resting right here. When he came to Natsume's empty grave, he found it strangely easy to breathe. I said I'd come pick it up if I came back alive, right? He reached to touch the gravestone, but stopped his hand before he did. I changed my mind. I'll keep it there for now. After all, I still have to visit your grave every now and then. Oh, it's the cabin. Who are you? Huh? Don't enter my mind without permission. Sorry, I didn't think you'd show up here. I sat down in the chair. A wood fire began to burn with an audible sound. There was some warm soup, completely untouched. Eat up. Huh? Me? You're the guest. The soup's for you. Thank you. Well, don't mind if I do. The sound of cutlery being used filled the house surrounded by snow. Is it good? Huh? Yeah, probably. Probably? I don't know much about taste and stuff. Not anymore. You got a place to return to? Well, actually, my house went off somewhere. I'm like a lost child right now. Oh, but I won't bother you for long. Huh. He scratched his head with a discontent sigh. If that's how it is, this treasure island, could be your place to come back to. Huh? You wouldn't be the only inhabitant here, but go ahead and try to get along. Are you sure? Isn't it sad not to have a place to return to? Thank you for letting me live in this place so near and dear to your heart. Shining snow was falling outside the window. Does spring come to the treasure island? It does. It's cold here. It does. It's cold here all year round, but some flowers will still grow. I see. I can't wait for spring and your birthday. I flashed a smile while Morishige Haruki froze up with his eyes wide open. How did you know I was born in spring? The surprise in his voice made me gulp down the soup and pull out a wry grin. Haru is spring, and you're Haruki, because you were born in spring. Even strangers can guess that much. Oh, sweet. A wintry breeze cut through the scenery behind the helmet. Becoming one with his motorbike, Morishige Haruki was exhilarated, feeling like he himself had turned into a speedy animal. The morning sun shone down on his body. What's this? A ring. Hold on to this too. But you gave me an earring just recently. So what? I want you to have them. Well, I don't mind. You would expect Morishige Haruki to retrieve the necklace he'd given Tojo Minato, but he was actually giving more things to him. This ring matches the outerwear I bought recently. Can I put it on? Do whatever you want with it. Double. Now I feel like I'm getting a silver belt to match too. I can lend you one. Want to come by my place sometime? Yeah, there's nothing like a friend who shares your taste in clothes. Woohoo for friendship. They're such an odd pair. It's a place where the sun rarely ever showed itself. A world shrouded in silver, with snow as far as the eye can see. There's a lone house standing there, though. Its windows are lit up, but if you go to investigate, you'll find the house completely empty. However, you'll find some fresh, warm bread and soup inside, like it was made just for you. Haruki called out to Mamiya living in the treasure island within him. He wondered if it was possible to see the same sun from that island. I always have a place to return to. That's why there's no place I can't go to. Aw, that's a cool sentiment. Not burning in the sun, this body continues to exist. He walked over the land path, embraced by a gentle solitude. That was beautiful. Wow. Ending. Take me home, country roads. That was wonderful. That might be one of my favorite moments we've seen in this whole game. That was so well wrapped up. Okay, that must be an ending. Like, that must be. Like, it says ending, but like that must be one of like the true ones, right? That's gotta be. Oh, it was wonderful. All right, so I could start again and try and do another branch, or I think we might want to go and explore like the other ending that we dodged. It sucks because like I'd love to end on these happy, warm feelings because genuinely that was wonderful. But now we got to see what happens if you try and pretend to be Mamiya there. Like what happens? I'm kind of nervous, but I want to know. I can't imagine it would be too long to get to an ending there, just because we're so close to the true ending. And then after that, we that can be where we end for today. So let's go ahead and do that. Introduce myself as Mamiya. So this is back again to that decision point. Frankly though, if you just want to have like some good feelings, go ahead and stop here. I will not blame you at all because this game can be really dark. And I imagine this is going to be down a dark path. So even as an adult, you still consult me. Mamiya. Mamiya, are you there? Knowing this was unforgivable, I introduced myself as Mamiya. This was the only way I could think to stop Morichika Touma. Yes, I've been watching you all along. I've always wanted to ask, what do you think of me as I am now? Please tell me what I'm doing is right. Knowing him, he would cling even to a fake Mamiya. It may even be possible to make it so he wouldn't meet Morichika Haruki. Touma, what you're doing is wrong. Mamiya doesn't want you to involve Morichika Haruki. After I said that, a long silence fell on him. I see. One moment, I saw him slowly stand up, the next I heard the door close. Morichika Touma, did he go outside? In the stormy weather? I rushed to chase after him. Morichika Touma was running frantically, not minding the rain falling on him. Morichika Touma, where are you going? His abnormal state made me stop him by grabbing his shoulders. The time between lightning flashes and thunder was brief. In other words, lightning strikes were happening right next to us. I was wrong! The weakness of my heart, its ugliness, all of it was a mistake. I knew I was wrong, but I never started. I was unable to turn back. It's all because I ate Mamiya's flesh. The pained scream was directed at me, the one who claimed to be Mamiya. I wanted the least Mamiya to approve of it, even if it was a lie. Touma, if I lost my reason to stand here, I have no choice but to act like none of it ever happened. In that moment, the scenery burst open with an intense sound. Lightning struck the man in the back. Morichika Touma! Morichika Touma collapsed like a marionette that had its strings cut. Bro! Morichika, he was struck by lightning, lost consciousness. He's been like this ever since. Hey, don't you dare die on me! Open your eyes! Don't you die after acting all big and tough! There's still so many things I gotta talk to you about. Bro. Morichika Touma, you're awake! Excuse me? Could you tell me the way to the bus stop? I need to go look after my brother. Amnesia again. What the hell are you saying? Can you tell us the name of how old you are? Okay. I'm Morichika Touma and I'm 17. With the body of a man in 30 years, Morichika Touma woke up believing he was 17. It's like Mamiya got obliterated from his mind, or at least partially. Gotta be kidding me. First Tojo loses his memory, now Touma's memories get reverted to when he was 17. It's all just karma getting back at me for neglecting my life up until now. I need to get it together, huh? As an amnesiac, Morichika Touma became strangely attached to Morichika Haruki. He had completely forgotten even the fact that he was older than his younger brother. And the younger brother didn't know how to feel about the older one relying on him like an easygoing youth. Morichika Haruki decided to take Morichika Touma to their mother in his current state. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to get revenge on him. I wanted him to experience the same grief, bury him in an inescapable loneliness. wanted him to feel like he was underground, being walked on by people who didn't even notice him. Lightning struck in the distance. We didn't want to be targets of sympathy, people others would call poor boys. That person looked at me like I'm impressive. No surprise there. How should I have responded to that? Marchika, could you tell me? Cut it out! He didn't show fear and continued talking. I'm sorry, but... Hibiki, you can't sleep? The way he pitifully grasped snow reminded Hibiki of the time Touma fixed his sheets in the hospital room when he was little. As you are now, I can't do anything for you. To or for you. Please don't say that. Using words makes me uneasy. Using words makes you uneasy. The fact that he could now reveal what was in his heart made Touma relax. Have you ever seen Monet's paintings from up close? They are all gatherings of colors. The full paintings can't be conveyed by selecting just one of the impressionist colors. It's hard to make something clear and limited lacking words, so you want me to use my words to express the picture within you? His voice was awfully irritated. The man who was once his brother made himself smaller and shorter. Oh, I get it. You actually believe the inexplicable delusion within your head or something wonderful. That's not... The hesitation made Morishika Hibiki sneer. It ain't much. Nothing with ya is that special. The next moment, Morishika Touma charged him with a canine look. Morishika Hibiki, fragile as he was, could do nothing but collapse on the snowy path. Ugh. Gah! His intelligent exterior collapsed and he clawed at Hibiki's coat like a beast unable to speak. Morishika Touma looked like he wanted to talk back. But the inexpressible something he wanted to present never materialized as words. You poor boy. You're such a poor boy. The raging wind made his hair hit his cheeks. The leafless black trees shook as they howled. Poor boy, poor boy, poor boy. Endless snow fell from the gray sky above. Poor boy. Poor boy, poor boy. Poor boy, poor boy. Poor boy. Eventually, the two stood up and walked through the freshly snowy landscape. Lessness less. Dang. That was depressing. Yeah, I was right. That was just depressing. Okay, though. We're crossing off the endings. Let's check the end list real quick to see how many we have. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12 definitely felt like the real one. So I guess we haven't seen any other real ones, which is just great. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see how this all plays out. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope today's episode isn't too short. It's definitely on the shorter side, but I feel like 2 endings, one of them being what I'm guessing is the true ending. Fantastic in my opinion. I'm very happy with that. And yeah. I kind of get the feeling now, actually. There's 4 paths, 16 endings. So how much you want to bet the true endings are 4, 8, 12, and 16? That's going to be my guess. So, yeah. And that means that we saw with Hibiki, it was only one ending I haven't seen. So there was one branching choice that I avoided, probably really early on, that I just kind of dodged and didn't realize back then because I wasn't watching for it as much. But yeah. We'll have to see. But I'd love to know your thoughts. First of all, what'd you think of the ending with Hibiki and Touma and like what that was about? Like, did I guess right? And that was like Take Me Home Country Roads is the true ending there. If not, like it'd be good to know just so I can keep digging, but it really felt like the real one. And if that's the case, and even if I predicted like the 4, 8, 12, and 16 are the true endings, even just knowing that would help me know like when I've got them all. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But we'll start another route next time. The question I got to decide is, do we go for the Minato routes now? Or do I go back and try to get the true endings from Rio and Suo? I'm actually kind of leaning on that. Since I left them in the dust, I almost feel like they're just incomplete. So let's at least try and get those true endings. And I might prioritize that over Minato's. Because again, Minato's my favorite character. So I might want to save Minato for the end. Because again, I'm pretty sure that after we do this, there will be more. Because there's usually like a capstone in the first and second parts. After you saw the different like paths, there was like a culmination path or like a path forward through the Trichiliocosm and all of that. So I imagine there will be more in that future. So yeah, that's just me speculating. But I'd like to know some of your thoughts, as long as you're not spoiling stuff, but like you can at least tell me I'm on the right track, or maybe confirm something I've guessed correctly when it comes to this, if you feel like it, just if it makes sense for me to know that I'm like going the right direction. But yeah, I'm thinking we might jump back into Suo's story and try and get like some of their endings and try and get the true ending there. So that'll be interesting. Probably being a lot of editing for me, so woohoo, but yeah, we'll get there. Thank you so much for spending your time here, especially for these smaller series. It means the world to me. I'll always bring up Mamiya. I think it's one of those games that like Seabed is just woefully unplayed because it's genuinely a masterpiece, but it's also kind of an indie title, so not a lot of people, even in the visual novel scape, are going to find it. So I'm very happy to be able to recommend it, and I think I even mentioned it towards the end of the last episode of Higurashi, where I just mentioned like, hey, it's a good option if you like psychological like mysteries and stuff. Like it really is a decent choice for people who like that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to keep championing it as much as I can, but whatever. I'm excited to see what happens next. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a great time. I certainly did, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. But until the next video you're watching me up to see me in next, I'll see you there.